Hi, I'm Carrie with Fit Feels Best, and today we're going to be doing a unilateral resistance tube workout. So I have a medium resistance tube, and I'm going to be hooking it around the rail by just taking one handle through the other. If you have a light one, you might not want to just use one handle through the other. You might want to just wrap it and use both handles, but those are some options. So what we're going to be doing today is doing 12 reps of each exercise, and we'll be repeating it. We're going to be doing it all on the left side, all on the right side, and we'll do a first set standing and a second set with kneeling exercises. So hook up your tube and get ready to join me. The first one I'm going to do is going to be a stepping forward press. So I have the resistance tube coming from behind me, and I'm trying to align myself so it's just coming over my left side. I'm not really far away from it here. So I'm pretty close to the center of it. It's in my left hand. I'm going to step with my right foot, and I'm going to press, and then I'm going to come back. So let's do 12 of those. Here we go. We're going to press and return. So the beautiful thing about doing unilateral exercise is that it really works on your core. You have to stabilize your core whenever you do a unilateral exercise so that you're not being pulled in one direction. Good, we have about 6 more. These are not fast. And you'll notice as you're stepping back that that's where your obliques are really having to fire. Let's do 2 more. And one more time. Good. All right, the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to line myself up sideways to my anchor point. And I'm going to start with just a little bit of resistance. So I'm pulling that tube right into my chest. I'm going to bend my knees into a little mini squat. I'm going to take 2 steps to the side and 2 steps back. Good. So staying deep in my squat, not standing up. And keeping those hands right in the center of your chest the whole time. Good. Check where you are in relation to your anchor after you've moved a few times, and make sure you're not moving forward or back, but you're going exactly side to side. Good. We're going to do 3 more times back and forth. Every time you get out there, you want to take a little pause, really feel all those core muscles firing up. Your last one. Excellent. All right, the next one we're going to do, now switching to my right hand, I'm going to face towards my anchor, and I want to start with that resistance tube, a little bit of resistance on it already. I'm going to start with my opposite leg back. So I'm going to take my left leg back into a lunge. You go as deep into the lunge as you're comfortable, so just a step back would be fine too. As I stand up, I'm going to pull, and I'm just going to use a toe tap here. So lunge and a row. A lunge and a row. Now, you could modify this movement by coming to 2 feet, so that you have a little bit more stability. As I said, you could just do a step back if the lunge bothers your knees. Or if you want to advance it, you could go from your lunge to a knee lift. So you find what works for you today. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Great. Okay, the next move we're going to do is a wood chop. So I'm going to stand with my feet apart and my arms extended down low to my side on the inside towards the anchor. And as I pivot on the inside leg, I lift my heel, I fire my glute, and I pull my arms forward and slightly raised. All right, so a little knee bend here, power up. Let's do 12, here we go. It's 1, 2. You got it. 3, 4. We're always pausing at that extension. 5. Breathing. Exhale. This is 8. 4 to go. 2 more. And rest. All right, we have one more side facing. This is going to be for our shoulders. So you're going to stand with your feet close together with a little bit of resistance to start. Remember, you can always make it more challenging by moving away from your anchor, less challenging by moving towards your anchor. So I'm going to start off by pushing my arms chest height forward, making sure they stayed right in front of the middle of my chest. Lift my arms up, bring them to the center, and pull them in. Here we go. Press, lift, lower, and in. Awesome. Good. Now, if you want to challenge yourself more, you could try lifting your outside leg. Or you could try lifting your inside leg. These are very challenging moves. You could do them with your toe on the ground for a little bit more stability. Good. I'm going to go back to 2 feet for my last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Excellent. All right, so we've done all those moves starting on one side. Now we're going to switch and repeat them all on the other side. So I'm going to take the strap this time, the tube in my right hand. I'm going to step with my left foot for that step and press. So here we go. You step and press, and you come back. Exhale as you press. Find that stability. Try not to wobble side to side. So we have a bit of a chest press going here. More challenging would be to come back to that balance. I think we have about 5 more. Good. 3 more. You can just step in. Last 2. Last 1. Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to have my back to you. I'll try to turn a little bit so that I'm still side facing and not completely with my back to you. But I'm going to do those side steps. So hands at your chest. I got 2 steps out and 2 steps in. And 2 steps out and 2 steps in. Staying with those knees bent. So we're working those abductors also in those legs. Taking those side-to-side steps. Keeping those hands right in the center of your chest. Shoulders are dropped. All right, let's do 4 more. Here's 3. 2 more. Last 1. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to face in for those reverse lunges with the row. The strap is in my left hand this time. My right leg goes back. I take it into that lunge if I can, or just a tap back if I need to for my knees. As I stand up, I pull. Reach, pull. Reach, pull. If you need more resistance, step back. Get farther away from your anchor. Options for a balance challenge to lift the knee. We're going to do 3 more here. Last 2. last one. Good. Okay, let's move on. The next one's going to be that wood chop. So you're standing sideways to your anchor. I've moved mine a little bit, try to get a better angle with the camera here. Feet apart, hands start low with a little knee bend. Pull across, pivot your inside leg, lift the knee. Down, pull, down, pull. Good. Need more resistance, move away. This is 6, we're halfway there. And that's it. All right. Okay, we're going to go back to side facing. So this next one is going to be the press forward with the shoulder raise. So closer the feet are together, the more challenging in the core. Push, lift, lower, come in. Again, push, lift, lower, come in. So I'm going out to chest height, lift, lower. So you want that extra challenge, shift your weight to your outside leg. See how that feels? You can maybe lift the foot off the ground. Ooh. Then try standing on that inside foot. You can feel how much more you have to work not to get pulled towards your anchor. Awesome. Let's do 2 more. You got it. 1 more time. Excellent. All right, so at this point, I'm going to move to the floor for some kneeling exercises. You can either go all the way through with me now, and then if you want to do a second set, play the entire video over, or you can go back to the beginning, do these exercises for another set, and then move on towards the set on your knees. So I'm going to get my mat and move on to that next set. Okay, so I'm ready for the kneeling set of exercises. I've lined up my mat in line with my anchor. And the first set I'm going to do is a kneeling chest fly. So I'm going to come down onto my knees, and I'm going to press my arms forward and move away till you feel like, oh, that's about the resistance I want to have, okay? So my tube is outside of my left hand, holding it with my left hand. I'm going to keep that right arm reaching forward the whole time. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes, and then let's open the arm to the side and press it in. So resist it being pulled back, and then power it in. Exhale to pull. So you don't want to have anything moving here except for the shoulder joint. That means your hips are staying square to the front. You can really feel your obliques firing. You could always do this on your feet. It's just, I think, a little bit more challenging in the core to be on your knees. We've got 4 more. One more time. Excellent, and relax. All right, now I'm going to turn side facing. I'm going to do half of these with my inside leg and half with my outside leg. So from a kneeling position, I'm going to stand up. So my hands are going to stay at my chest the whole time. So I'm going to start with my inside foot, step forward, stand up, inside foot goes back to kneel, come down. So we're going to do 5 more on this side. The farther away from your anchor, the more you're going to have to use your core to stabilize. Now, what could you do if you don't want to do these? You could be doing squats right here. All right, so if you don't want to go down and up, you can do squats. All right, if you're doing the down and ups, next time you come down, let's switch to the outside foot first. So outside foot up and down. Good. You can really feel those glutes having to work, those abductors, to make sure you don't get pulled in. So you're really having to work some knee stabilization. Awesome, we're gonna do 2 more, we're almost there. Yes, all right. The next one we're gonna do is actually sitting. So what I want you to do is extend your legs in front of you. And the idea is to get your back very straight. So if you have really tight hamstrings, you could get a pillow to sit on, and get your hips up a little higher. You could bend your knees. The idea is to get your ears over your shoulders, over your hips. So you want to be sitting up nice and straight. If you have really flexible hamstrings, then go ahead and straighten out your legs. And I want everybody to feel that core lifting up, elongating your spine. We're going to take palms down. We're going to do a rear fly. So that elbow, I'm in my right hand now. I'm going to pull and resist. Good. Now, as you're doing this, it's not super challenging in the rear delt row, but what is challenging is the stabilization. Keeping your body absolutely long, tall, and still. Good, let's do 6 more. Really feeling my obliques. 1 more time. Awesome. Okay, and then our last one in this set, I'm going to flip over onto your back for some triceps. I'm going to go back to my left arm here, and I'm going to push that arm down by my side. So I should have the elbow straight. I should feel some resistance. I'm going to extend my opposite right leg and pull that left knee in. I want to make sure my abs are engaged. I'm not arching my back. So if you feel your back pop up, lift up that other leg a little higher. So with every repetition, we're going to bicycle the leg. So I'm going to keep the elbow down. I'm going to lift the hand and the forearm, switch legs, and press back to my starting point. So here we go. This is 1. My head is down. 2. But if you have no head or neck or back issues, and you want to put your hand behind your head and curl up, you can do that. But please, if you have any kind of osteoporosis or osteopenia, this spinal flexion is not for you. All right, we're going to do 5. Awesome. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. All right, friends, let's do the other side. So, we're coming back to that kneeling position facing away from your anchor. You're going to press both arms forward, palms face in, glutes are engaged, hips are pointing forward and they're not going to move. And then the only thing that moves is that arm out to the side with an inhale, squeezing it closed with an exhale. Soft elbow. We don't ever want to lock out the elbow joint on this. And make sure that as the hand opens, it doesn't go behind your shoulder, okay? That's really important. Get tall, pulling that navel in towards the center of your body, in towards your spine. Pubic bone is pulled up towards your navel. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right, now we're going to do those get up and get down. Sorry, I'm going to my back to you. I'm going to move away from my anchor so my hands are in front of my chest. Again, if you can't do the down and up, you're going to be doing squats right here with your hands at your chest. But if you're ready, on your knees, let's start with our inside leg for 6 times. Here we go. Step forward, come up, inside leg, step back, come down. Woo, lots of bounce there. More on this leg. right, now I'm going to change legs, starting with my outside leg. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Three to go. Last time. Nice. All right, let's have a seat. All right, so I'm on my left hand this time. Again, you need to sit up nice and tall. So if that means getting a pillow to sit up higher, or an extra mat, rolling up your mat, bending your knees, any of those things can help. Slide back so that your arm is about shoulder height. All right, sitting up, we're going to do that wide row. So the elbow squeezes back and release. Try to think of this movement from your upper arm to your elbow so that you don't do funky things with your wrist. If your hamstrings are flexible and you can straighten your legs and still sit up straight, then I want you to do that. Elongate your spine, stretch out those vertebrae. Abs totally engaged. Rib cage in, shoulders down. 4 more. One more time. Nice. All right, let's spin around onto your back. Switch back to your right hand. Like a tricep bicycle. So legs are at tabletop. Push that right arm down by your side. Extend your left leg, pull your right knee in. All right, abs are tight. Very little space between your low back and the mat. So if your leg goes too low and you pop up, we don't want to be there. So lift your leg high enough that there's very little space in the small of your back. All right, so I bend the elbow stays down, on or just floating off the mat. I switch legs, press the arm straight, switch again. Here we go. 1, 1, 2, 2. Again, if your body is comfortable and healthy for this movement, you can put your hand behind your head and curl up. One of the things that I notice when I do it on this side, because welcome to the human race, we're not the same side to side, is that I really, as soon as I lift my head, I feel like I'm being pulled one side. And I really have to focus to keep my body centered. We've got 4, 4. Come up a little higher if your head is up. 3, eyes are low. 2, 1 more. Oh, yes. All right, folks, open up those feet. Drop your knees to one side. So you have 3 options now. Drop your knees to the other side. If you have already done the standing series twice, you can wind back halfway and do this kneeling series a second time. If you've gone all the way through it straight through with me, you can either be done or you can do the whole thing one more time. Find your best fit and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. I'm Carrie.